Hola, mis amiguitos. I feel like I closed my eyes on Monday, opened them up, and it was Friday. Esta semana se me pasó volando. There is so much to cover in this installment of Noticias of the Week. These are the stories I believe have not gotten enough playtime but deserve our attention because they affect our community. Number one, the Democratic National Convention will begin on Monday, August 17th. The convention is going to be a little bit different because it's taking place virtually. However, this is not an excuse for the lackluster Latino representation. We do have 3 amazing Latinas speaking during prime time, including AOC. However, she's only speaking for 60 seconds. I think I've been talking longer just now. She's one of the most prominent political figures in the country, and she's only getting 1 minute of airtime. The disrespect. Notably, Julian Castro, the only political candidate in the primary, will not be speaking on the main program. None of us should be celebrating his role as a win. He is speaking on a session with 8 other presidential candidates on a 5-minute panel. This matters because how can we build a pipeline when we are given such little time to shine? People's political careers are launched at things like the DNC convention. I am tired of accepting the limosnas we get and calling them wins. I believe with all of my heart that our community deserves to be taken out of the annex and put on center stage in prime time. Amy Elena Klobuchar is speaking at 2 panels, giving opening remarks at another one. Pete Buttigieg is also delivering remarks before another panel, and Julian is on one panel for 5 minutes with 8 other people. This is one of those days when I feel so sad, thinking, what else do we have to do? Imagine telling a little Latino kid, you can be presidential candidate, HUD secretary, mayor of a large city, but still that isn't enough for you to speak at the convention. We need to come together as one powerful voice and demand more because we deserve it. We deserve to be seen, heard, and celebrated with leading prominent roles. You can check out my stories for a petition you can sign. Plus, please also tweet, tag at Democrats, and tell them to let Julian speak. Number 2, this is an infuriating story from ProPublica. They reported this week that ICE is deporting, expelling thousands of unaccompanied minors without any, quote, legal screening or protection. Their excuse is that these children could spread COVID-19 in the U.S. However, all of the children they're sending back to their home countries have tested negative for COVID-19. Immigration law is supposed to protect these children, but the Trump administration is using a global pandemic to keep mostly Black and brown children out of the country. Trump is all but destroyed the asylum system. Under this new policy, adults are being sent back to Mexico, quote, within a matter of hours, while children are held in hotels without access to lawyers or advocates. ICE keeps saying that they can't let the children stay because of COVID, but literally, the only kids they are deporting are the ones that test negative. Please check out my stories for a link to the article and for petitions we can all sign and have our voices heard. Number 3, this is another COVID-related story. By now, many of us know that COVID is affecting the Latino community in much higher numbers than the overall population. But in Nebraska, Florida, South Dakota, government officials are blaming us for spreading the virus. In Nebraska, nearly half of those with COVID are Latino. That's not because, as the governor there has suggested, we have multi-generational households. 23 meatpacking plants in Nebraska had COVID outbreaks. 60% of meatpacking workers are Latino. When they are not given appropriate safety gear, when they can't social distance at work, what did they think was going to happen? The problem isn't Latinos and our families. The problem is a lack of safety precautions, poor labor protections, and lack of access to healthcare. Check out the NPR story to get the full scoop. Link in my stories. I wanted to end with an uplifting story, and that's hard to do sometimes these days. But I do want to tell you about this amazing documentary that just came out on Apple TV Plus called Boy State. The breakout star of the film is a young Latino named Steven Garza. Watch it today. I promise you that it's going to fill you with hope. And don't we all need a little bit of hope this week? That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Please, please, please share this video. Help me spread the word. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Other stories that I should be highlighting. Y nos vemos la próxima semana. Muchas gracias, mis amiguitos.